Dr. Don Catlin was already a legend in anti-doping science before Balco. An organic chemist and physician, he had founded the UCLA Olympic Analytical Laboratory in 1982, the first world anti-doping agency-accredited laboratory in the United States. For 2 decades, he had developed and refined the mass spectrometric methods used to catch drug cheats at every major international competition. He was methodical, meticulous, and deeply principled. When the syringe from Trevor Graham's anonymous tip arrived at his laboratory, Catlin ran it through his mass spectrometer. What he saw was a steroidal molecule. The fragmentation pattern told him that much, but one with no match in any reference database. This was not a known banned substance. This was something new. Catlin's approach to identifying the unknown compound was a masterpiece of scientific reasoning. Studying the mass spectrum carefully, he noticed structural similarities to gestrinone, shared molecular weight, similar fragmentation ions, a steroidal backbone clearly related to known progestins. His hypothesis crystallized. Someone had taken gestrinone and performed a catalytic hydrogenation. They had reduced the triple bond. So Catlin did what any great chemist would do. He reversed the experiment. He obtained gestrinone. He performed the palladium-catalyzed hydrogenation himself under controlled conditions, adding hydrogen across the triple bond, and produced tetrahydrogestrinone. He ran his synthetic product through the mass spectrometer. Perfect match. The unknown compound and his synthetic THG were identical. But the confirmation that made this truly historic came next. Catlin went back to archived urine samples collected from athletes at previous competitions that had been stored according to protocol. He now had a reference standard for THG. He screened the archived samples, and there it was, THG, invisible to every previous test, now unmistakable in sample after sample. Athletes who had competed and passed were retroactively exposed. The Chicago Tribune named Don Catlin its Sportsman of the Year, an almost unprecedented honor for a scientist in a category usually reserved for athletes. Catlin subsequently founded the Anti-Doping Research Institute, a nonprofit dedicated to advancing the science of clean sport through independent research. Catlin also left another towering anti-doping legacy, the carbon isotope ratio test. Using isotope ratio mass spectrometry, Catlin developed a method to distinguish between testosterone produced naturally in the human body and testosterone derived from plant sterols, as used in almost all pharmaceutical testosterone preparations. Plant-derived testosterone carries a subtly different ratio of carbon isotopes, carbon-12 to carbon-13, than human testosterone. Catlin measured this difference. The test became one of the most important detection tools in anti-doping science, catching athletes who had evaded the simpler testosterone to epitestosterone ratio screening. Next episode, the aftermath and the reinventions.